So we've got our newsletter looking pretty good, but let's spruce it up with some pictures and add some actual body text. Now before we add anything, go ahead and use the direct selection tool to click out in that gray side space to make sure you've got nothing currently selected. Now go up to your File menu and click File, then Place, and navigate to the location where you saved your starter files. Select the Purdue bell tower image and then hit OK. Your cursor will now have a thumbnail of that bell tower attached to it. You can click any of the frames you've placed in your document to place the image within it. We're going to toss this image in that frame on the first page. Using the same method, we'll place the Purdue Arch image in the circular frame, the quotation mark image in both of those two square frames, and the banner image in that vertical frame on page 2. Now, obviously there are a few issues here. For starters, the bottom quotation mark is oriented the wrong way, so we're going to switch to the direct selection tool and rotate that image 180 degrees. Do this by moving your cursor a little out from one of the corners of the frame until you see it turn into a bent arrow, then you're free to click and drag. Holding left shift while rotating the image will lock the rotation to 45-degree angles, which is helpful here. Beyond that, it's apparent that some of these images don't exactly fit nicely in their frames. We'll fix this by going to the direct selection tool to select the box of the image, right-clicking it, and selecting Filling, then Fill Frame Proportionally. This will uniformly scale your image to fit in the frame. InDesign also allows you to place large bodies of text instead of having to type it all out, which is useful given InDesign's lack of spell check. Both Word files and .txt files are compatible here. You'd place text almost the exact same way you place images. First, click in the gray space to make sure you have nothing selected, then go to File, Place, and navigate to where you saved your starter files. Then select the Word document entitled Dummy Text, and you'll find that your cursor now has a thumbnail of some of the text in that document attached. Now since we're placing text here, we're going to want to use a rectangle that we placed. So select that blank rectangle on our first page to place the text. While it may be hard to tell since this text is just a gargle of placeholder lorem ipsum, not all of the text is currently being displayed. If you take a look at the bottom of that rectangle, you'll see a red box with a plus in it. That's InDesign letting you know that all the text doesn't fit in this rectangle. We want the text to flow from the first page to the second, so to have our text continue, we'll want to click that red plus. This will again attach a thumbnail of text to your cursor and allow you to dictate where the overflow from this rectangle will go. Click on the top rectangle on the second page to have the text on the first page continue onto it. You'll still likely have a red plus on this rectangle, so do the same thing to continue that text onto the final text box. At this point, all of your text should be displayed, and if not, you have the option to select all the text and change its size or font to have it better fit. The last thing I want to cover in regards to images and text is text wrapping. In some cases, you may have images in your project that you'd like text to wrap around. To do this, use the direct selection tool to select the image's frame, and then in the top right-hand corner of the Tool Properties bar, select one of the text wrapping options. For our example newsletter, you'll want to do this for the Purdue Arch image on the second page.